North Korea, an unusual country, most enigmatic in the world. Its people are oppressed, isolated to death from outside world. If said the Kim family has built a cult of personality, that would still be a severe understatement. To fascinate the Korean people, Kim family has become divine kings of the land, this country with absolute power in hands, led by none other than Kim Jong-un, a dictatorship born an equally extreme and authoritarian legal system. You will be publicly shamed for dozing off, being too much electricity fine, or even being unable to buy condoms and sanitary pads in this country. Let's uncover some of the laws, the craziest ever enforced in North Korea, that we could never imagine. Doze off, get in trouble. Sleeping, dozing off during class is common as meals. When you're watching, nodding off or dozing, or trying to cover up your sleepiness, is not unfamiliar to your boss either, isn't that right? Because even if teachers or bosses find out, dude will punish you too harshly. At most you might be kicked out of class, parents might be called, or you might lose a day's pay. The worst is getting fired, so what's there to be afraid of? However, in North Korea, if you fall asleep, you're in big trouble. You don't believe it? But it's true. In fact, even a high-ranking official of this country could not escape the death sentence hanging right over their head. On May 13th, South Korean media reported that North Korean Defense Minister Hyo Young-chan was dismissed and then executed squad in front of hundreds of witnesses. General Hyo Young-chan, 65 years old, reported to have been named defense minister since June 2014. He fell asleep during a military event and argued with leader Kim Jong-un several times. Such was considered rude to country's leader. Earlier, in early 2015, of Korean intel agency reports that leader Kim had ordered the execution of 15 senior officials as a punishment for those who challenged his rule. This was not the only case of execution for falling asleep. In August 2016, South Korean media also reported that the North Korean Deputy Prime Minister for Education, Kim Jong-un, was likely executed for falling asleep during a meeting shared by Kim. In response rumors, spokesperson for North Korean Unity, Jong Yoon-hee stated, the Minister of Education, Kim Jong-un, sat improperly in Parliamentary Hall and was accused of a counter-revolutionary element, was investigated and executed in July 2016. Disrespecting the leader leads to execution. Of course, in totalitarian dictatorship country, half feudal like that, the supreme power belongs to the leader, aka their king, the Kim family, and not allowing anyone to insult or disrespect, especially towards the country's leader. It is not known republic, North Korea recognized. But there are still often severe punishments that occur for those who dare to criticize or do not show proper respect towards government. In 2013, a military officer was executed for disrespecting the late leader Kim Jong-il by drinking alcohol during the 100-day mourning period. In 2013, the Workers' Party of Korea revised 10 principles for an ideology that is solid, which in practice serves as the main legal basis and framework of the country, demanding absolute obedience to Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un's uncle, Jang Son-faik, was executed on December 12, 2013. He was accused of undermining the Kim family's cult of personality. His death was seen as a move by Kim Jong-un to strengthen his own personal cult. By 2017, another North Korean official, Mr. Kim Jong-un, was also sent to a re-education camp for a month due to disrespectful attitude. Besides, Minister of Agriculture Hong Min was also sentenced to death in 2016 for daring to defy North Korean leader by proposing new farming methods. With the leader of North Korea, there are no exceptions. Even if it's family, anyone who dares to oppose will be dealt with. The law controls the people. Using too much electricity will be fined. Another unique law of North Korea is Public Security Control Law, which was amended in 2011, serving as a tool to control the populace. The People's Control Law sets its objective, contributing to the prevention, investigation, and accurate handling of legal violations, disturbing public order through strict mechanisms and regulations. Power shortages are an issue for North Korea. Reason is understandable. World is more, imposing many sanctions on Pyongyang. because nukes and missile activities refuse stay dormant. Leader Kim Jong-un, in an effort towards self-sufficiency, is trying to reform limit power shortages in many ways. A solar panel from China to make them available to everyone, instead of using unstable grid or even in the legal system. They have introduced penalties to prevent electricity waste. A notable provision is that acts waste electricity, such as using a rice cooker late at night, will be dealt with according to the law. You turn off electrical devices, like TVs or fans. If you don't want fine, then try to comply with the regulations before you can escape to other countries. Tourists can't take photos or videos. In recent years, Pyongyang become more open and relaxed for tourists to visit and explore. That doesn't mean you can freely roam around and explore every corner and eat whatever you like here. North Korean tourism is tightly controlled. Tourists cannot travel alone. Every tour group must have a guide accompanying them. For a reason, your visit to North Korea will be strictly monitored. There is a blogger named Ijevada Shenki, a Russian, who was the first visitor to set foot in North Korea since the country reopened its borders. In August 2023, a group of tourists traveled from the city of Vladivostok to the city of Pyongyang by Air Koryo-owned North Korea. The male blogger shared, "This trip took me back in time. There are no ads in the city. The only things displayed are state slogans, the national flag. Tourists must adhere to strict regulations, especially when taking photos. They are not allowed to photo military, people in uniform, construction sites and buildings under construction. Way photos taken regulated. Especially let newspapers or magazines with images the leader creased. Of course, a local citizen will not be imprisoned or executed for a conversation with a foreigner. If you try to talk to that AI or take photo local person, they might run away or report to the authorities. So be polite and ask for permission to avoid getting into trouble. Must not have a haircut unlike the set style. In North Korea, you can't just choose any hairstyle you want. In 2013, Chairman Kim Jong-un decided to restrict people's hair. The country introduced 28 hairstyles suitable for the citizens. In the local hair salon, you find images recommended male hairstyles and also female ones. Trendy is the hairstyle of the country's leader. That's why most men prefer to have their hair cut like Kim's, while women often opt for a bob cut, as Kim Jong-un believes it suits North Korean women. Mushroom-headed and the extremely funny bowl cut. I don't get Kim Jong-un's aesthetics. There anything wrong with that? Executing a military general for leaking state secrets. Are from a socialist paradise. North Korea is among the countries governed worst in world, failing in the most basic obligations, such as ensuring that people have enough to eat. And when someone dares to expose the truth, they will be executed. On June 29, 2018, North Korean chairman ordered execution of Hyunju Seonjang, a general of the Korean army, after discovering gave additional food and fuel to a group of officers and their families. Hyun Son was considered a rising star in the military at that time. Kans dared to stand against the monarchy's dictatorship of Kim family. He declared to the military forces that we no longer need to tighten our belts to produce missiles or nuclear weapons. After that, he ordered the transfer of 907 kilograms of fuel and 598 kilograms of rice and 725 kilograms of corn for the military officers at the satellite launch station, their families. His actions and statements were seen as an abuse of power and opposition to military policy. Above all of the Workers' Party of Korea, general accused of leaking secrets to intra-party relations, the military and government organizations. A terrifying sentence for the official, high-ranking in North Korea's political apparatus. Harsh penalty for wearing short skirts dancing K-pop. North Korea will punish men in short skirts, banning people from imitating the dance moves of Korean groups. Actions against socialism in short skirts above the knee will be fined 5,000 won. Additionally, wearing fishnet stockings or long patterned socks, clothing with English words is also banned. Actions against socialism include condemning the regime, illegally owning mobile phones, watching or listening to movies, pop music and provocative dances from South Korea. The dances of K-pop idol groups have spread widely. Pyongyang, many young people have spent money on dance courses, and those who violate will be fined, but not arrested. Cannot travel internationally. North Koreans cannot buy tickets for flights and fly to another country for vacation. Not because the price is expensive, but because it is banned. Not that. People are restricted in domestic travel. To visit your relatives in another town or another village, you must get permission. However, some North Koreans can go to China or Russia in the form of trade. It's impossible to buy condoms or women's hygiene products. It's hard to believe most North Koreans do not know that condoms existed a few decades ago. They appeared on the black market, were not common. Now almost impossible buy condoms because people have demand. Sanitary pads are never found in stores. North Korea sounds astonishing. But women here have to use cloth rags when they have their period and then wash and reuse them.